What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Beanball Podcast. This is episode number 70, and we are your hosts, Alan and Alan.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. You know, it's crazy that next week's Thanksgiving already.
I know.
It's
Time
insane.
is flying.
Time's flying. We already got some free agency deals. We're in the thick of award season. We got one more huge award tomorrow night. So we'll go over the three big ones that we've gotten so far. Of course, the other ones, so let's go right into it with the Silver Slugger winners that they announced on Thursday night.
All right. So, yeah, let's go right on into it. The American League Silver Slug Award winners.
All right. Catcher, no surprise here, Salvador Perez. You know, you set a record at catcher and home runs. You're going to get that award.
Especially at that age, man.
Of course, Vlad Jr. at first base. Mm-hmm. You killed it. You're probably going to be either runner-up or whatnot. And then, of course, his teammate, other MVP finalist for tomorrow night, Marcus Semien at second base. No shocker there. They're both getting their first, and this is Salvador Perez's fourth Silver Slugger. Third base, we got Rafael Devers of the Red Sox, his first. Then you got his teammate, Xander Bogaerts for the Red Sox, his fourth Silver Slugger. Then we have outfield.
The Oscar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hernandez of the Blue Jays, his second.
See how much I followed him.
Aaron Judge of the Yankees got his second. And, of course, Cedric Mullins of the Orioles got his first. And then Shohei Ohtani got his first as the DH.
All right.
You know, nothing there shocked me, really. You know, they all were top of their as position as hitters this year. Mullins, I'm surprised they actually gave it to him. He had a great year, 30-30. I thought he might have a chance, and he did. And then let's go to National League.
Yeah, man. So National League, we got Buster Posey at catcher. Obviously, his final one he's going to receive.
Final and fifth.
It's crazy because he's killing it, man. It's just like, I guess you want to go out on the top of your game.
Want to spend time with family, So he got his fifth and final Silver Slugger.
And then the next three are all from the Braves. First base is Freddie Freeman.
His third.
Second base, Ozzie Albies.
His second.
And then Austin Riley at third.
His first.
Nice. Very cool. And then at shortstop, no surprise here, Fernando Tatis Jr.
His second.
Then in outfield, we got Juan Soto.
His second.
Bryce Harper.
His second.
Nick Castellanos.
His first.
And then Max Fried.
As the Braves.
Pretty cool.
His first.
Yeah, so no surprise really.
No surprise here. The only one, with the pitcher, when you pull up the stats next to each other, it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Him and DeGrom's stats are almost identical, and with so much less, I wonder how close it was in the vote. Because, this is all Silver Sluggers, a manager award. But you pull it up. So Max Fried, of course, he batted .273. He had 15 RBIs and 7 hits. Well, let's see. Wait. Oh, man, it messed up a little bit. I had it perfectly lined up. But, wow, this is really messed up. I'm going to be terrible now. Because, DeGrom only had, one less RBI. And then, of course, more hits. Technically, and then average is a 364.
Yeah, if you would have played a little bit more of the game, they might have been like,
Yeah.
I don't know what qualifying is, but obviously that's right up there.
Yeah, I was like, how close were the stats? I just want to see because some people heard his name a little bit. I'm like, well, he was having a great year. I suppose, wow, it's really not that much more.
And it's crazy, man. Just looking at these, it's like the Silver Slug Award winners are all from the AL and the NL East. For the most part. If you look down
chunk of it, yeah.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 basically from the AL East. That's the Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, and Orioles are in that category. Who are we missing from that?
And then 6 from the National League.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So it just makes me think that, the Blue Jays, all this talent, with the Gold Glove and the American League and stuff, and the same thing with all the whole teams, I'm surprised because, you look at the National League and the Gold Glove winners we announced last episode, there's a whole bunch of Cardinals up there, but I don't see any of them getting a Silver Slug. So they got defense. Got to get some offense.
They got to work on that offense a little bit.
But, yeah, overall, pretty good. Like I said, no surprises here. Everybody earned it for sure.
Yeah. So, let's get thinking to it. So this is Wednesday when we're recording. Of course, Monday was the Rookie of the Year. And let's go right into the National League. And this one, it's kind of wondering, we kind of figured the top two being Jonathan India and Marlins, Trevor Rogers. It's kind of like how it's going to be. But India clearly took it with 29 first place votes, 1 second place vote, and then Rogers got the other first place vote. So it was 148 points for India to 86 for Rogers. And Dylan Carlson was the third finalist. He had 22 points, 3 second rounders, and 13 third place votes.
Okay.
So, good for him. And I think what's funny, the one person who didn't vote for him for first was actually one of his representatives of his affiliation chapter in Cincinnati. It's kind of a little explaining there to do. Yeah. When I pulled it up, I was like, wow, who's the one person? I bet it was probably one of the Miami guys. And nope, the Miami guys went for India. So I'm like, that's funny that it ended up being for Fangraphs affiliation, but the Cincinnati vote, because every city gets 2 votes, and it's just funny.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It is.
All right, well then let's move on to the managers of the year.
Oh, we gotta go AL Rookie of the Year.
Oh, we missed him. Oh, I'm sorry. Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, everyone was wondering this could be a Tampa Bay. We all knew it. Like, everyone's like, Warner could come in, and Warner finished third. So Randy got 22 of the first place votes, 4 second and 2 third. Luis Garcia is the runner-up, with the Astros got 2 second place votes, 15 second and 8 third. Warner got 2 first place votes, 5 seconds and 5 thirds. Other people, Anados Garcia of the Rangers got 3 first place votes, 1 second and 9 third. And the other person who got first place was Emmanuel Chase of the Indians, got 1 and 2 second place votes. Mountcastle ended up at 5th with 2 seconds and 4 thirds. Shane McCann of the Rays got 1 second place vote. And then Alec Manoho of the Blue Jays got 2 third place votes.
Oh, another Blue Jays.
So, it wasn't surprising, but, when I saw someone put like, well, when it's your third year as a rookie, do you really want to clarify you as a Rookie of the Year? I was like, well, he didn't qualify. He didn't play enough games yet. So I'm like, technically.
And also, he's the Arozania. I'm running his name. He's like the third rookie to go in the 2020. So he got 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Pretty impressive. Definitely an asset.
Yeah, I was just definitely surprised how far back Mountcastle was. I thought maybe 4th, like when he wasn't announced as a finalist, but I was like 5th. I'm like, wow. But when you get that first place votes, he didn't get none. That's definitely a benefactor of switching that up. So let's go right into the Manager of the Year. And your NL Manager of the Year, no shocker here.
None at all.
The most wins in baseball with the Giants, Gabe Kepler, is your 2021 Manager of the Year.
It's pretty impressive. He got 107 wins this year with the Giants in that tough division. Also, he got 28 first place votes. Yep. So there's that, man.
And
that's
all 3 finalists got 1 first place vote. Of course, Brewers, Craig Counsell came in 2nd, and then Mike Shields was the Cardinals. Now is technically a free agent manager out there. He finished 3rd with 25 points. And other person, of course, the World Series champion Braves, Brian Sunker got 4th place with 21 points, and then Dave Roberts finished with 6 points, 6 third place votes to finish out the list.
Okay.
No surprise. We knew this was coming. The way you killed it this year and the expectations, no shocker. Now, the next one, the AL, it was a little shocker because usually back-to-back is usually more rarely.
Yeah, only other person is Bobby Cox to do that.
So, but Kevin Cash of the Rays is once again the American League Manager of the Year.
Yeah, great. Congratulations.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be Mariners. Scott Salvers, he did end up finishing runner-up with 5 first-place votes, 13 second, and 7 thirds. Dusty Baker, of course, was 3rd. He was the other finalist with 2 first place. Charlie Montoya of the Blue Jays got 3rd first place votes, and Alex Cora of the Red Sox got 1 first place vote. So a little spread out, and then Lewis got some votes, and so did AJ Hitch of the Tigers, got some 3rd place votes to be on the list. But come on, Kevin Cash, when you're projected to lose 2 of your top pitchers in the AL East and still had the number 1 record, the best record in the AL, you can't, I guess, doubt it. Besides what the Mariners did, figuring to be the last place team to be within a game of the playoffs. But congratulations to both of them. Now, the Cy Young that just happened, we'll say, what were that? Like 2 hours ago? 2 hours ago, the NL came out. Cause it was about 6:45. I was watching it, getting ready to come over here. So let's go to the American League. We both predicted it. Robbie Ray of the Blue Jays is your Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, man, and he crushed it. He led the majors in strikeouts with 248. He also led the AL in ERA at 2.84, which is impressive, man. He threw almost 200 innings, like 193 or 94. His WHIP was a 1.045, but he's the first pitcher since Roy Halladay in 03 to win it. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, he earned it, and I think it's pretty cool because, I can't remember the last time I've seen a lefty dominate like this guy.
And then this is now the second year in a row that a pitcher has won the Cy Young going into free agency.
Whew.
So he's not going to get, I think, Trevor Bauer's money because he's a little older and stuff, but he's definitely getting paid.
Yeah.
He got 29 out of the 30 first place votes. His other vote was the second place. Garrett Cole got the one other first place vote and 29 second place votes. We all knew there were one or two. It's like who was going to get it.
Yeah.
We all kind of think Robbie got it there at the very last couple of weeks. Lance Lynn got third with 48 points. Nathan Navarro, the Red Sox, got fourth. Carlos Rendon ended up with fifth, some votes. You had a bunch of people actually got votes. Even Liam Hendricks, a reliever, got 10 points. He got 3 third place and 1 fifth place votes for Cy Young.
Wow, that's crazy. Man.
It's insane. Like wow. Like, okay. So I'm like, good for them. But Robbie, you're about to get some money. You earned it.
Well, if the Blue Jays are smart, they try to get him back. Obviously.
I think they are. I will talk about it when we do our free agency position. I actually think they're the front runners. They'll be stupid not to re-sign this guy. He believed in you. You believed in him. He'll probably take a little discount.
Mm-hmm.
But so next one was another close one. Not as close as tomorrow night's NL MVP vote's going to be. We all figured this was going to be tight. Everyone's like picking Corbin Burns, Max Scherzer, and even Zach Wheeler got into it. And well, the Brewers, Corbin Burns, came out of a very tight NL race to pick up his Cy Young Award winner. And it was only by 10 points over Zach Wheeler, which that was a shocker for me.
Yeah.
We all thought Max Scherzer could probably be the other one, but it was a very tight race. So Corbin Burns ended up with 12 first place votes. So did Zach Wheeler. The big difference is second place votes. Corbin got 14. Zach got 9. Third place, Corbin got 3, but Zach got 4. Zach got 4 fourths and 1 fifth. But when you add the points up, 151 to 141.
Ooh, man.
And Scherzer ended up with 113. With 6 first place, 5 second, 13 thirds, and 6 fourths.
Obviously, if Scherzer had that second half year like he did in the beginning,
a little bit earlier, yeah.
Before he went to the Dodgers, if he was pitching the same way, man, it would have been a wrap. But Wheeler,
yeah,
impressive,
man.
very
impressive. He's been coming around the last 2 seasons. I'm proud of him. I'm mad that he ever walked, but it wasn't his fault. It was the former ownership and former GM of the Mets that balked that because I never wanted him to leave. But Walker Buehler ended up with 4th on the Cy Young. And then right there at the very bottom, Jacob deGrom got 1 fifth place vote, so he's on the list. What a season could have been if he stayed healthy.
Of course, man. We all know that. There's a lot of big things. If he didn't get injured and this year and last year, man, it could have been a lot going on, man.
Who gave deGrom the 5th place vote? Arizona's chapter of the Athletic gave him the 1 vote. So it wasn't even a Met. So, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I get it. He played like a quarter of the season, basically.
But someone has a question. Who gave, let's see, Wheeler the 5th place vote? Cincinnati, the Esquire was the one that gave Wheeler the 5th place vote. So that was a little earlier. Probably been a little closer. But Corbin Burns, he deserved it. He had the ERA. Of course, Zach had the strikeouts and innings pitch. And then Max had the whip and I believe, what was it, wins maybe above them? But all 3 of them had the National League lead in all those categories.
Mm-hmm.
So, but congratulations, those are huge awards. Now tomorrow night we got MVP. AL, we're almost certain Shohei is going to be a lock for that.
Yep.
I just want to see how many votes it goes to Vlad. And we don't know. Maybe I don't think Simeon's going to creep up, but it could make it a tighter race than how you. And then NL, that one's gonna be the tough one.
I don't know.
I
like we said last
some people
time.
are hearing, Bryce. Some people are hearing Soto, and it's like I can't wait to see how close these numbers are. Of course, it's not as close as what was it the Verlander and Garrett Cole 2 years ago when it was like 2 points separated them.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a tight one here tomorrow night.
All right. Well, now that we wrapped that up, let's see. I guess we need to talk about the Giants' Gabe Kepler extension.
Of course, before they found out that he was going to be the manager of the year, they go ahead and threw a contract,
Well, they in their eyes, they already knew he was a great manager, right? So, yeah.
After 2 years, barely missing the playoffs, the shortened year, and then taking your team to the best record when no one thought.
With not that many, no names on your team.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you
Bunch
have?
of
Buster
veterans,
Posey?
and you had the oldest average age for your team. And you did that with them,
Yeah.
So now his new extension Friday has run through 2024, and he just completed his course the second season. They really said Gabe has done an extraordinary job in his role as the field manager of the past 2 seasons. He's a key contributor to the front office, and the Giants organization takes great pride in his active achievements with the community. President of Baseball Operations said, coming off a season in which he worked leadership, were instrumental in our success. It's a high priority for us to provide a level of stability and certainty to continue our partnership. We're thrilled about today's announcement.
Yeah, the thing with me is that, it was only a 2-year extension. I felt like the guy earns at least a little bit more than that.
3 or 4,
at least. But, hey, if you're happy with 2 years, that's fine. Did you get the details? How much is he getting paid for that?
No, they didn't really release that. I didn't get that much.
Yeah, that'd be something interesting to see.
Hopefully got a little pay raise, a little bonus or something.
I'm sure he had to,
a little signing bonus, a little extra money.
Yeah, well, good for him. He earned it. 2 years is definitely something to work with, but, I'd feel more comfortable with him getting like a 5-year deal. So, hey, man, you know what you're doing. We're going to get you some talent and just keep on trucking. I don't know.
Maybe it's like faith, and maybe within a year or two he wins the World Series, and you can talk a major extension then. We'll see.
If he wins the World Series, definitely. But you know how tough that's going to be. It was tough enough for him to win that many games this year. I cannot see. And if they repeat anywhere near 100 games next season, I will be shocked.
Yeah, because now you're looking at Padres giving back Mike Clevinger. They have Bob Melvin to figure that out. They're going to spend money.
They're in a tough.
It's going to be
a
very tough division.
The Dodgers aren't backing down.
No, they're going to lose a couple guys possibly.
Right, and like you said, that's the oldest average age guys. So some of these guys aren't going to be the best next year. And then you got to get some young talent in there too.
You got to get some young talent. You got to think about
pitching is always
Kevin
the thing.
Gausman. He's a free agency.
Got to replace some retired players.
Well, luckily you got one of the best prospects in catcher.
But still,
so hopefully he stepped up because he had a little rough there stretch that shortened season.
Right, you hear that prospect? We're talking about World Series. We don't got time for prospects. That's all I'm saying. If he's great, he's great. But I'm just saying, you had the guy running the whole show. You need to replace him.
Yeah.
All right.
So roughly today, you're roughly thinking about we're 2 weeks away from the lockout.
Mm-hmm.
We are hearing nothing besides little tidbits about what MLB wants, what the players want.
Yeah, they're not going to show their cards.
So ultimately, these next 2 weeks, if you're going to get a deal done, you have 2 weeks. After that, you cannot touch, negotiate, or anything with the players until whenever the CBA is agreed upon. So we've seen a couple deals. We were talking about that. And then one of the big changes that being floated out there is the change to arbitration, which we all knew that's one of the things that players wanted. Well, the owners, it's something different. I don't know how we feel about it. Instead, of course, how they play. They're thinking about using WAR as a possibility to gauge what you get paid.
Wow. Okay.
So when the primary focus, of course, this blatant, the service time, how they change, let's not call this guy up.
Mm-hmm.
So, Wednesday they said players granted free agency automatically when they reach the age of 29. So like Mike Yaz, for example, wouldn't be under team control. He can sign an extension.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. We'll see how that goes. But, the sum of money that they're eligible to play out will be based on, I think it was Fangraphs WAR.
Okay.
So I wonder how the pay scale is going to be. So there are multiple variants of WAR, but it will be proposed to rely on the Fangraphs version of WAR to use for their arbitration.
Okay.
It could be interesting. So if you have a killer year, how much increase are you talking about? I can't wait to see if this goes to this.
That
what
still has
details?
to go to agreements, right?
Yes.
Even though that's where they're going to start. I guarantee.
Well, I wonder, okay, look, if you're at 1 point, this is going to be your increase. 2 point, this is your increase. I'm wondering how they're going to have that scale.
And now this increase is just going to be on arbitration years, like a year deal or something.
Yeah, when you're under control, after what I think was 2 years, you can start do arbitration. So I'm wondering how that will vary. Okay, look,
that's fair. I get.
I guess it'll give more of a scale what they think you're actually worth compared to now. You players I think I'm worth this,
Okay.
And teams will like, well, no, we think you're worth this. And then if you're not, then you have to go to court and let the courts figure it out. So I guess it's going to be more of a scale, maybe.
All right. Well,
I don't know,
that's something.
but we'll see. We'll see if it actually happens.
But that still keeps them under the control of the team, regardless.
Yes.
Right. So if they don't like it, they're going to be, kind of like Chris Bryant. Like, I don't like this, and they're like, well, too bad.
Kind of.
Well, that kind of sucks.
We'll see, but it could be where, who knows? They might be raising minimum salaries. I think right now it's like 600 something. I think it was this year for the minimum MLB salary. I think it's like 640, 650. So who knows? Maybe it could reach up to $1 million. I don't know.
So I guess with the arbitration system, regardless, the player doesn't have any options. They have to sign it or try to take him to court.
If they don't agree upon it, they have to go to court, and then
they can't play. If they don't, like, I'm not fucking playing.
Well, the court says that's
right.
It.
So I think there should be a player option here to either just like, all right, well, let's like free agency and just drop me kind of deal. If they don't agree, decides. But we'll see.
Well, like one of the things they hinted out there is like the NBA rule where you can waive someone and eat their salary. You still pay them that salary, but it's not going to be on your books no more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That could be something where but like I said, 2 weeks ago, we're not hearing like they're not really talking.
Mm-hmm.
People, the winter meetings is here in a couple weeks, and agents are not booking rooms, Airbnbs, because they're predicting that we're going to be in a lockout come December 2nd.
Yeah.
Like they're preparing. Like,
all right.
So, I think that's why we're starting to get free agency signings. We already had the first one the other day, and of all teams, the Tigers were the first one to make a move.
Okay.
They announced they signed a 5-year contract with free agents, former Red Sox starting pitcher Bernardo Rodriguez. The deal comes with $77 million guaranteed and can max out around $80 depending on incentives. This guy,
that's a big signing.
Yeah, he's one of the top 20 guys we're going to talk about our predictions. Will earn a combined $28 million total from the 2022-2023 season, meaning that he's faced with the decision whether to opt out the remaining 3 years and $59 million on his contract after the 2023 season.
And it's fine because the guy's 28. We're still a little worried about these pitchers these days lasting that long. I think it's a good deal, especially because the Tigers are making moves. I really like that.
AJ did a great deal with them this year. Got them a little bit better. They have a lot of rookie pitching, so this is going to add to that pitching. And he was offered a qualifying offer from Red Sox, so their second pick of this year's draft will be going to the Red Sox since they lost him. But this is great. Tigers making the first move. They said they'll be kind of aggressive. They got a good manager now,
and they got himself a top-notch lefty.
Yeah.
So that's great. It's just I guess the Tigers don't want to be those guys with all the pitchers who are winning these World Series now, and not with them. But yeah, no, I'm glad to see Tigers making investment in their team. That's what they got to do, because if not, we're going to be talking about them at the bottom of the barrel every season.
Yeah, you're talking about you got another 1 or 2 seasons with Miguel Cabrera's contract.
I mean, that's a wrap, though,
now,
man.
This is funny. Now, if they do agree that CBA with that where you can eat that contract, will they eat Cabrera's contract?
I would.
And just put someone else there to actually try to win.
I would absolutely do that. Cabrera needs to find himself a Pujols situation, not a daily player. He needs to find a DH situation somewhere, just where he can just go out there and hack. I don't even know if he can do that, man. He's doing okay, but it's just like his glory days are after the Triple Crown kind of went downhill mostly.
That was the kind of peak, What is he now? 39, right? 40?
Right, exactly. You can't expect much, but I mean, I get it.
Especially
he's a
young
lifer,
guys. I guess the veteran presence in your dugout is probably helping, but for $32 million, you're going to have to pay the guy. So do you want him on your team, or do you want him on someone else's team?
As an owner, thinking about it like that, yes, I want him on my team because I'm already paying him, and he's got the name to bring the fans, even though I don't know if he attracts the fans like that anymore. But still,
I think he was when he was getting close to, what was it, the 600 home run or 500 home runs?
Exactly. That's what they want, milestones.
Yeah, so they got that done, and then you're talking now he got that one done. What other milestones is there for him now?
Just padding the stat line. That's all.
Pretty much.
I mean, I think he's a shoe-in, but I think his glory days are back behind him. Him and Pujols can go form an old man's league team. That would be cool. Get a little Sandlot old timers game going.
Well, if there's a lockout, if this lockout gets extended to that February, March timeline, we could see some Sandlot games pop up.
See maybe some wiffle balls or something. I don't know, man.
God, something.
It'd be sweet to see these guys in some home run derbies or something. Just something like that.
Something or pass on to make some money.
All right.
Well, he wasn't the only one, and so far the 3 big signings have all been pitchers.
Of course, and that's
this next
those
one
are big.
Hurt us as me and Alan as not only a fan of this guy, but he was a former, star pitcher for us. Noah Syndergaard has agreed to sign a 1-year deal with the LA Angels.
Now the positive part about this is that you and I have been preaching to the Angels. I know they're watching that y'all need some pitching.
Yes.
And this is a perfect addition, especially on a 1-year term, because, you don't know what he's got. But if he has enough, I'm sure there's going to be extension talks.
They said during the GM meetings last week that they were going to be aggressive for pitching.
They have to.
And this is one. And I was like, wow.
Right. Because when I see the Angels, I want Shohei to be like a number 3 guy because I want him to be a hitter and I want him to just be in a rotation in the middle somewhere and doing his thing. Yeah. I don't want him to have to worry about it. I don't want him to be the number 1.
Yeah.
I need Noah Syndergaard is absolutely a number 2 possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know who their number 1 is going to be solidified, but they need to get an ace. That's what I'm saying. So they need that. So now you have your 2 and 3 solid. That's great. That's what you need. And then Trout healthy, Shohei doing his thing. Rendon coming back or doing great. Yeah. This is what we need. So that's a great signing. The cons on this is that the Mets have just lost a great pitcher.
Yep.
I don't think as much as I love Noah and I just be like, hey man, I wish he was still on the team. Yeah, exactly.
He has to retire this guy.
He obviously didn't want to be in New York because the arbitration was like $18 million or
18.4.
Or yeah, and all he had to do is, even if you denied it, you could have been discussion contract or something. You didn't just have to say take the first thing and run with it. So he obviously needed to change the pace. I don't blame him. It is what it is. It's just sad because I always go back to that 2015 squad and just like, man, we could have been something.
I said, speaking of that picture of the Tigers, now they're
exactly now it's the Mets pitchers, man.
Technically, with Conforto being a free agent right now, the only person that's on from that 2015 National League champion team is now Jacob deGrom.
So sad, man, because we had a squad
6 years ago. The whole team is left. It's insane. But what shocked me the most is that it's a 1-year deal for $21 million. That the Angels are okay losing a pick for a 1-year deal of Noah Syndergaard.
Right. I think they have plans that if this works out, we can get more.
And then, like I said,
I'm okay with that
betting
too. Look,
on a guy that has only thrown 2 innings in 2 years.
I know.
So yes, the upside, we know Noah. The 3-point-some ERA, his average, we've seen the top of him.
Right.
And what he can do.
And we know what happens when a lot of Mets leave New York, they become better. So
Zach Wheeler for a prime example.
Justin Turner. Just in general, I'm just saying like. I think he could be a great addition, and like I said, it might be what they need. So I like it for them. I do, and I don't care. Yeah,
being aggressive, real quick. So the biggest thing, was this is what we're hearing about Noah Syndergaard, that he told teams to present their deal by Monday. Mm-hmm. He liked the Angels one. He agreed. He did the physical yesterday on Tuesday. If he didn't pass his physical, he could take the qualifying offer from Mets for the $18 million. Mm-hmm. So he was smart about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Maybe just like the warm weather.
But like I said, maybe he wants to stay up later, pitch when we don't get to see him. But what I'm saying is the Angels, this is a great move.
Yes.
You guys, I don't care about losing that draft pick because you guys have Trout, who's never been to the playoffs, and you got Ohtani, who can say the same, and they need to be in the spotlight. So you need to make your team better. Yeah. Lose that draft pick, get a player for the now, and let's make this happen.
And the biggest thing is, I don't think they're done yet. I
think they can't be.
They're going after one more pitcher.
They need to, at least. Like I said, I like their first baseman. I like the third baseman. I like Shohei. I like Trout. They're getting it together. It's great.
So now it's like, look, we're being serious. We got Noah. Now you can go talk to the other top starting pitchers out there. Like, look, we're being serious.
Right. Maybe that's the move they need to make so they can get the discussions rolling with other people.
So let's say we'll see if they're aggressive these last 2 weeks, or maybe they're like behind the scenes talking to people.
Signing Syndergaard could have been a conversation starter. Now they're like, all right, guys, we're open for business. Yep. Let's work.
So
I like it. I like it a lot.
Especially, but some people of disbelief that Noah got that. We all thought this was be the only guy that was probably going to take the qualifying offer this year.
That's what I thought, man.
And that some people are hearing that one team offered $25 million.
Wow.
I'm like, they're willing to bet on who knows what the elbow is for that's $25 million.
And that's how important pitching is. Look at it. They're betting on Verlander.
Some people,
That's what I'm saying. They're going to pay him that money for a guy who hasn't pitched and he's that old now. That's what I'm saying. Pitching is hard. They're willing to spend the money on a pitcher. That's not even a question
anymore.
And
the 2 names came up with Syndergaard's name was the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Those would have been, oh, man.
I'm like,
either one of those teams.
Did the Yankees the one that offered $25 million? And he's like, if I'm staying in New York, I'm gonna stay with the Mets. I think he said like I can't be across town. That's why I think he took the less money and went LA.
Good for him. Yeah. Although if I was in that position, I want to win a championship now. I'm thinking Yankees and Red Sox sound really good.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if it bets on him. But man,
that's okay. Look, I'm hoping a Bryce Harper effect happens here. Noah leaves, and then we win a World Series.
Blue Jays was the other name being.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a tough division.
That one, especially Blue Jays is the one that drafted him, and then we got him from the trade. So it could have been kind of full circle, go back to the Blue Jays, but he's an Angel now. I bet everyone's stoked out there in LA having Noah Syndergaard. And then the other signing, like Alan just kind of said, Verlander is back with Houston for a 1-year deal plus a player option.
Exactly, which is fine. I guess they saw something when they saw him take the mound. He still got it. That's great. I don't know if I'm fully invested. I don't know. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say that he's not going to be pitching in June, by June 22nd, my birthday. He will not be pitching.
So the deal is a 1-year, $25 million deal. Of course, the player option, we don't know what the option is at the moment. Of course, we can, the source that leaked it, of course, was his brother.
Of course.
I was like, can we trust that source?
Yeah, I think we can.
But
especially since his brother's not just a random brother. He's not like Jockett's brothers that are going to go beat up some dude after the game. He's actually an analyst
for Fox Sports. So, Verlander, he'll be 39 by the time opening day comes around, if it is regular time. After his opening day start in 2020, he has not pitched. Tommy John surgery at the end of the season that kept him out pretty much all this year. He probably had a chance to come back, but there was no need to force it. And of course, we said last week that he did pitch for some scouts and reached about 95, 97. So he must have still got it, for $25 million. It makes sense to go back because, it would have cost anyone else to sign him a draft pick. And now they keep him on.
I'm going to be shocked if he's pitching by June 22nd next year. Unless he's a closer now or something. If he's a starter, I'm going to be shocked. Just because I don't know, man. He's got to prove to me that his arm's not done. I think he must have it. They're going to be checking him out. Obviously, the Astros know more about him than we do. So I think if they have faith in him, then go for it. But my big question is, what now, Astros?
Well, I think, like I said, they're going. I think hopefully they still go for it. They think they got the core still. Dusty, signed a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal. So they believe their window is closing. And one of the guys we're going to talk about here next, the top free agency, Carlos Correa, that's the big benefactor. Do you lose him? Does he re-sign? They offered a deal to him, and it was not what he wanted.
Yeah. So are we going into it now, or
let's go right into it?
All right. So based off of what Alan just said, I'm going to say that he didn't like the deal.
Nope.
Which means it's not done. It's a wrap. He's going to find a new home.
He's talking to teams right now.
If they were serious, they would have given him a serious offer. They would have had these discussions. That's more like a slap in the face.
I think what I heard, what the rumors were around, the max they offered was $150,
which isn't bad.
I'm hoping that was a short-term deal because they feel like their window's closing.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly the deal.
He's looking at Lindor, Tatis money.
Absolutely.
You're looking at 10-year deal. He's 26, 27,
and he's shown up for that team.
Yeah.
So yes,
of course he has been healthy the last few seasons, but
I think
when he showed up,
I think he can get this money.
I think so too.
I just don't know where he's going to go.
So me thinking about it, I felt like this is the guy that Yankees are going to dump money and pay.
They could.
Until the comments about Derek Jeter 2 days ago.
Okay, what was that?
That he should have won none of those Gold Gloves.
Ooh, why'd he say that?
I don't know. I was like,
those are strong
that's
words.
telling me that that's not the Yankees now. Why would you say this guy who's retired, Hall of Famer,
but
he's
with
legends.
the Marlins though.
I know, but still, like some people might get rubbed the wrong way.
I mean, they played in the same time frame,
ish a little bit. I'm like,
those are strong words.
So yeah, so I'm like, okay, so if not Yankees, where do I go?
In their division. No, you don't,
I don't think
so? Look, man, if looking at the teams, we just talked about it. We saw a lot of Silver Sluggers that were Blue Jays. I feel like the Blue Jays could use another guy.
They got a bunch of guys. I don't know if it depends on what they would play because you got Craig, you got the Biggio, you got God, who else I'm trying to think of.
I'm just saying we can move some people around.
I was saying you'd have to figure that out.
We can move people around.
I'm actually thinking he's going to go with a team we kind of talked about a little bit earlier.
All right.
I'm thinking, which some people are thinking also, a reunion night with his former manager going to the Detroit Tigers.
That would be huge. And if the Tigers are willing to pay him that kind of money, they still need players. They can't he can't be the only signing.
No.
And you can't put all your eggs in that basket. Yes, you got yourself a good pitcher, but if you get Correa, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you need 2 more pieces at least.
I just think that could be the start where that could convince players that they're serious, they want to contend. And you think about the division. The division's a little weaker.
Yeah.
So I'm roughly thinking you can look at 10 years about 360. That's what I think he's going to ask. He wants around 350.
That's the issue, though.
Yeah.
The Tigers have been shit for a while. Are they going to be able to do this? I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm like,
and it makes
some sense that if they want to deep dive, that this could be, and if he likes AJ that much, that could be a factor.
Now, see, I like the money. I don't like the years.
Yeah.
So, which is why I'm kind of liking what the Astros already offered him, which is, like you said, probably shorter term.
Yeah, I think it was like
for the
6
same
years, something like that.
I like that kind of deal better. But if he's looking for a long-term deal, maybe he gets it done.
That's what. Does he want to go to contender or does he want to get paid? That's 2 things you got to think about.
Right. It's tough to do both.
That is, like, you already got your 1 title. You're probably going to be booed the rest of your career.
Okay.
Now, do you want to go get the money or do you want to go contend some more?
All right.
I don't know what's his mindset right now.
Right. Well, I think he wants to get paid.
I think so too. That's why I literally, before I thought about it, I was like, he's going to the Yankees. I think Yankees are going to give him whatever he wants, and they kind of need it. But then with the comments about Jeter, I'm like, I don't know. I have to rethink this.
Or maybe he goes there and says, all right, now look at me now, Jeter.
I'll show you what a Gold Glove shortstop is.
For the Yankees. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm like, it won't surprise me if it happens.
Okay.
But I was like, this is kind of turning me off not to go Yankees right now. Like, why would you talk about a legend?
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. It'd be really interesting to see Detroit get him on their team and to see what happens from there.
It would.
But speaking of who wants to win now or get paid, let's talk about Corey Seager.
So we all know that when Trey Turner got traded to the Dodgers, this was a safety net if Corey walked this year.
Right.
And I think he is.
I don't even call it a safety net. In my opinion, Trey Turner's a better player.
Yes.
I mean, no, they're both great. Don't get me wrong, but Trey Turner is a beast. I don't even know what to say about him. That was the biggest trade still, in my mind, that I can even imagine. Max Scherzer and Trey Turner for nothing? Oh, my God.
Yeah, for 2 top prospects, which pitching prospect.
I don't care if they
pan out. And a pitching prospect for the Nationals, which, they were like, I think number 3 and something. I'm like, okay, that's a good deal. I knew they had to give up, and then 2 other prospects.
But you know who they're not? They're not Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. That's a fact.
Max Rental and a year and a half of Trey Turner.
But Max is probably going to resign. But anyway, let's get Corey Seager. Where's he going to go, man? I would love to see him go back, but that team is so stacked, it's not going to happen.
I don't think so.
Because
I think he wants roughly a 10-year deal too.
Right now, is he willing to switch positions, or is he going to be stuck in his spot? Because I feel like if he can he play a little third base, a little middle infield, all the sides? I don't know.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking he needs to go to a contender.
Yep.
Somebody who's willing to pay, who needs this person.
Yeah, yes, he gets his 1 title, but I think he wants to get paid and still contend.
Exactly. I don't know where he goes. At this rate, why not the Angels?
Stay in L.A., but just different team?
Why not?
Yeah, good possibility.
Where do you think he's going?
I think since Yankees lost out on Correa, I think they signed Seeger.
Yeah, just as good in my opinion. Probably, maybe even a little better.
Correa's a little more defensively, but Corey could have a better bat. So you kind of like which one do you want?
You need the bat,
and then you think Yankee Stadium, the bat's going to fly off. So
look, when we look at the Yankees, I don't think Gold Gloves. I'm thinking hitters.
Yeah,
they need a hitter. They don't care about the Gold Glove. They know that their pitching is going to keep them in it enough. They need guys who are going to put up 13 runs a game. So yes, Corey Seager would be a great addition in the pinstripes. I think so.
And it wouldn't surprise me. Like he would be the 10-year. I have roughly about $320 million, not reach, but still up there at $32 million a year.
Okay,
it wouldn't surprise me with that. Especially Yankees.
If he goes to Yankees, yes. If he goes to Yankees, I can absolutely see it.
Yeah.
I don't know any backup teams. If not the Yankees, and he maybe goes to a team that's trying to build up.
You could easily think if he wants the short term, he goes to the Astros.
Exactly.
They replace Correa.
But that's the thing. Yeah. It depends on what the Astros' game plan is.
Yes.
Because if you're starting to lose players like Correa, who are you losing? We don't know.
You already lost Springer last year.
That's what I'm saying.
You're probably going to lose Correa this year, so you lost 2 of your core.
So now you got what? Bregman and
Altuve.
And then, yeah. You got some other guys that are pretty
other guys,
decent.
exactly. Alvarez, of course, rookie year 2 years ago.
But then again, those guys can't show up in the World Series. So what? Nah, I'm just playing. It's okay. I think that would be a good fit for him as well.
Yeah.
He's got options. I mean, I'm not worried about this guy signing anywhere for sure.
No, like he has a lot of options. It's, like I said, just like Correa. Like, what do you want? You want a contender, or do you want to get paid? Or you can find the Yankees where you can do both.
All right. Well, this next guy, I kind of like the rumors going around with this one.
Chris Bryant.
I like Chris Bryant.
I do too.
I think you'd be great in the blue and orange. I don't know if that'll happen, but if the rumor swirling says that, the Mets keep trying to talk to him, yes, that would be a great landing spot because guess what? We have an opening. We have a need. We both want to win championships. I don't see why not.
I have them going to the Mets.
Yeah.
I have them 6 years, about 160.
That sounds like a good ballpark.
Because he can easily play left field, third base. Right now, you think of our lineup, what we can use, and I'm like, that'd be perfect.
He'd be a great fit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like it. And our whole infield would be looking solid.
Yep.
Yes. Obviously, we might need to work on our catcher situation, but Chris Bryant would be a good third baseman.
I think that's like the big one we'll say for the Mets. Like you think last year we thought like we could sign one of these top ones. We lost all three of them, but we were in the conversation for all three of them. But right, I think Chris Bryant was talked about during trade deadline.
And now they
probably won a little more than what we were giving, so that's why we got Baez instead. But I think in the Mets, it sounds like they really like him. I think he goes to New York.
Right, and I like him playing third base there. Jeff McNeil can play a bunch of different positions, so I think we have a good shift. And if we don't get Conforto back, then we can fill in the alpha.
That could be a whole different discussion of what they can do there if Conforto does walk.
No, I like that. All right, cool.
All right, guy we talked about earlier who's up for MVP tomorrow night, Marcus Semien. He bet on himself, went to Blue Jays for the 1-year deal. Now he's a finalist for MVP, had a great year. I think set a record for most home runs by a second baseman, if I remember something like that, or got close. But he's getting a payday, definitely. Definitely not what he would have been offered in Oakland if he stayed.
Right, and my thing is, I have a feeling the Blue Jays have to re-sign this guy.
I think so too.
There's no other option. You need this guy on your team to compete.
What he did in that atmosphere, what they accomplished, almost making the playoffs, you got to think about re-signing this guy.
You have to. It'll be the biggest L this offseason if the Blue Jays don't come back with Marcus Semien for next season.
Especially when you trade away Austin Martin to get we forgot about the extension for their pitcher Joey the guy that they traded Austin for. But this guy was great. He was the other Smash brother, with that organization.
Huge part of your team right now, and your team is the team ready to compete, and they are there. Like if they make it to the playoffs, they have a legit shot.
You're thinking bullpen needs help. They can easily do that this offseason, and then you're thinking about maybe a utility or bench guy.
Exactly. So, which is why I'm saying that you got to get Marcus Semien. You have to lock him up.
Yes.
That way you can just relax and focus on filling in the bullpen.
Yeah. So I'm roughly thinking a 6-year, about 140. I think be a solid number that I think he would possibly be happy with.
Okay.
Okay,
cool.
Now this next one is going to be a very hot topic because it's not sounding good if you're a Braves fan.
You know what's crazy, man? Every year, to like the last 4 or so years, when I see Freddie Freeman's name, I'm just like, he's not gonna be that good this year. It was a fluke last season. There's no way. And then he keeps
MVP
showing up.
Year, he had a great year finally.
That's what I'm saying. And he keeps doing it, and he does it in big moments.
Yes.
Yes. If I'm the Braves, he is a must-have on my team. Also, if I'm the Braves, I just won the World Series and I can chill for a little bit.
Yeah. What can I do? So. He roughly wants $200 million. I think they heard the offers they're about $50 million or so apart.
Well, where I would put this guy today, if I was looking around all the teams, I think he would end up in a Dodgers jersey.
I don't think so.
I think that's where he needs to be.
I can see that, but I think there's another team that needed left-hand hitting. They got someone in trade deadline. He's now a free agent, so they have a hole to fill, and they're ready to spend more money, and I think the Yankees They have checked in on him.
Look, man, as far as I'm concerned, Yankees will check off every single one of these boxes. Yes, he would be a great addition to the Yankees. Don't get me wrong.
The left-hand bat.
And he would smash.
Yes.
Yes. And then the people who would be on base, he would bring them in. It'd be great. As long as it doesn't end up like a Stanton situation. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But Freddie Freeman and the pinstripes, yeah, that's a move.
You think about left-hand bat. If they don't get Freddie Freeman, then they'll go after Rizzo because Rizzo said he really liked it there. And if they're not willing to spend the money, then they'll probably go with Rizzo. But they have already checked in with Freddie Freeman. I think Freddie's trying to hold out and hope Braves come around.
Yes, he would like to be a Brave.
Now, if they go into the CBA where the lockout and they don't have a deal done, they can't talk or anything, like how does that month or so feel? Like, do they really believe in me? Do I go sign somewhere? That could change his mind where he's like, forget it.
Well, look.
I go to pinstripes. Who knows?
I agree with you, man. That is a great point. I know he wants to be a Brave. It just depends on what they want to do. But if he does sign with the Yankees are in a need to get back to the World Series.
Yes,
they're trying everything. They're not stopping. They're spending the money they got. They're spending it. They're
if
willing.
you sign both of the people I got, like if they Seeger and Freddie Freeman, you move Torres to second base now. You have DJ LeMahieu to be a utility DH guy, like or play third base. Like you got so much talent.
I'm just saying.
That is World Series or bust.
But and I think the other team that needs him as a World Series bust is the Dodgers because we talk about it. Their whole starting lineup is full of all-stars. They have all-stars on the bench, but you got Pujols on first base. You can't have that.
And then of course, Max Muncy played majority of the year at first base till he got hurt.
I'm just saying, and Freeman is a solid person and can stay there for the next couple years.
I'd be shocked if he did leave Atlanta. If he does, it's gonna be very interesting because he wants 200. And I bet a lot of teams will give it to him.
I got
or get damn near close.
Yeah,
but it won't surprise me if that pinstripe somehow persuades him to come to New York.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I mean, just look what you can do here.
Yeah,
you want 128 RBIs this season. I mean, I don't know how many he had. I'm just saying you want 150 RBIs and 40 home runs. Come over here.
All right. Next is our AL Cy Young winner this year, Robbie Ray.
Right, and this falls in the same category as Semien.
Yeah.
Robbie Ray, I feel like he's not a must-have back for the Blue Jays, but you kind of would like to get him back just because he's a solid part of your team, and obviously he's one of the best pitchers you have. So I think the Blue Jays, they're really trying to compete. They're not trying to just lay over and let the Yankees run all over them.
Yeah,
they want to be winners.
He's definitely getting a pay raise.
Absolutely.
Just one Cy Young. I definitely see Blue Jays as well, and he might be willing to take a little discount, but I'm roughly thinking 5 years, about 130.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
That's not bad. He's a little up there, but Cy Young winner.
Yes.
5 years is not a big commitment.
Yeah, these guys need to get Semien and Robbie Ray and maybe even get Stroman. They need to get. I'm just saying they need to get those two guys back. You can't let them go. I mean, Robbie Ray wouldn't be the end of the world. I think Semien is a must-have.
Yes,
I would love this. I would love you guys to keep Robbie Ray, but if it's not in the stars and it's not aligning with you, you still got to replace him with somebody. So because
Robbie Ray is another one you're hearing Angels because they're just thinking about all the pitching. Like that's a veteran guy that we could use.
And now they got to spend some money. They might have some money. I think if he ended up with the Angels, if I see Robbie Ray's the next name in the Angels uniform, it's a wrap, bro. They're competing.
Yeah,
that's all.
So
they're on the right track if that happens.
Yeah, but I think Blue Jays they got their extension done with their young pitcher. So that's not now that since Robbie has now officially won the award.
Even if he didn't win it, the numbers are there.
I don't know if he denied the qualifying offer that he had till today. I haven't really checked in. I'm assuming no one took any of the offers since Noah was probably the only one that was going to. But I think Robbie and the Blue Jays will work it out and get a deal done.
Yeah,
maybe before December 2nd. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
And it's just because the fact that the Blue Jays know what their division's all about.
Yeah, you
got to get this guy back. They know they have to.
Because if you lose this guy, you got to find a guy to replace him.
Look, as a GM, these are priorities. That's a guy you can't replace him. You can't replace him. Look what he did.
Yes, he's probably not the ace, but he is a solid second or third guy for you, and won the Cy Young.
And if
for
he
you.
keeps up, exactly. Look, he's a Cy Young winner. What else you can say?
Right. He's got the hardware now.
Speaking of Cy Young winners.
Did you see what Max Scherzer did during that award?
No, what'd he do?
He had all three of his Cy Youngs and the World Series trophy behind him. I'm like, I hope that's where they are regularly, or did you just want to flex?
He wanted to flex, of course, because he knew he wasn't going to
I was like, wait.
win.
I was like, those are 3 Cy Youngs and a World Series trophy? I'm like, really?
Look, Scherzer might not have won this year, but based on how he pitched in the Dodgers uniform, I would have voted for him just on that basis alone. My man is a monster. At first I was like, man, Scherzer's been a little off the last 2 years, but no, he came back with a vengeance.
I remember he was off, and then when they did that playoff run for the Nationals, he turned into old Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
And then rough, shortened year last year.
Right. So
rough start, and then he just clicked.
With that being said, Scherzer's not that young. He's a little older.
No.
Which makes me feel like he's got a solid 3-year deal coming to him.
Yes.
And to any team.
Yes.
Any team that needs a pitcher, he's on their radar. He has to be. I would be a little shocked if he doesn't go back to the Dodgers because of how well he did with them and how much he was like, yeah, I'm coming out of the pen for a wild card game,
Dodgers,
closer,
Giants,
whatever.
Even Angels now, they could try. Like, look, we're being serious. They could try to throw something. I have a team. It would be very interesting if this happens.
Okay.
With losing Noah, I think Mets take a gamble.
Please.
And throw a 3-year, $130 million deal.
If Max Scherzer,
give him $45 million a year,
yes,
to get for 3 years, and you're talking about
that's our time front. That's our timeline. Yes, if you get Scherzer with DeGrom, a healthy DeGrom, I don't care who else we have, and Lil Stroman in there, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. DeGrom and Scherzer 1-2 punch. Yes, and he's very familiar with the division. The division, yes, that would be great. Like I said, I'm still gonna be shocked if he's not in a Dodger uniform, but I got to figure that every single team wants him. I don't care if you're full stacked on pitching. This is the deal.
Honestly, he could probably tell teams I want $50 million. They're probably like, okay,
because they know they're going to do a short-term deal.
Yeah.
If he got a long-term deal, I would be super shocked. I think
like
3
that
to 5,
Trevor Bauer deal
high.
last year has gotten players thinking now, like, I can take a high number short-term deal.
Right.
And I think Max is going to be the first one that's going to reap the benefits.
Man, let me just think about this. Max in a Mets uniform would just change the whole team.
Yes.
The whole team would be changed. I mean, we'd have to be a favorite. Like, we'd have to roll up the a bit on the favorites.
If we re-sign Stroman too, Stroman could easily be even the number 2, and Scherzer could be the 3, or vice versa. Or like for the first year, you have Max as number 2, but then the year after that, maybe he falls off a little.
Yeah.
He'd be number 3 for 2 more years.
Absolutely.
That's a solid number 3. I'd be happy with for 2 more years.
That's not a bad idea.
Like, it's not like if now we have a GM now officially, finally, it's time to make it go like, look, we just lost our possible number 2, number 3 guy. We'll offer you $45 a year.
All right.
It wouldn't surprise me, but
all right.
If he likes warm weather, you're looking at Dodgers, even Giants, if they want to commit to go for a short-term deal.
The Giants would be interesting.
And then Angels too now with their requiring Noah.
Okay, well, speaking of those teams, I think this next guy might fall into those categories.
Yes.
Kevin Gausman. I don't know if he believes in the Orioles. I don't know if the Orioles believe in the Orioles. But what I do know is he pitched good enough to get a deal.
So, the Orioles, he had the up year, then down year, then he got released, bounced around, found a home with the Giants, had a great shortened year, accepted the qualifying offer, came back this year, bet on himself, and yet again, he was in the top 5 of ERA and had another great year, and this time for a full season.
Yeah.
So now it's payday time.
Right. And I feel like payday's got to come from the Giants.
I think that's a good chance.
If not, this is a good opportunity for the Angels to get another guy.
I have Angels 6 years, 140.
Yeah.
I think he will technically become the ace of the rotation because he's kind of proven himself the last couple of years. He arguably become the ace. Noah become the second, and then like you said, then you have Ohtani as the third.
Right. I don't want Ohtani. I don't want any pressure on him. I want him to be the 3 guy and the everyday hitter. That's it. That's all I want from him. I want somebody else to step up in the pen and be the number 1 and 2. For sure.
Not Kevin Gausman, that Angels go, make a run after. And of course, we talked about Scherzer already. The next guy we talk about could be another run where they like these 3 pitchers that we're talking about. Angels need to be in on one of these guys.
But also, let me just throw out another scenario. Yes, Kevin Gausman would be great returning home and going to the Angels. But I think he'd be a good fit with somebody else in his division or his old division. I think if the Blue Jays could get this guy and get everybody else they want, they're contenders for sure.
Yeah.
If they can keep the people they got, add another piece. That's something else. But yeah, man, I don't know.
Like, I wouldn't surprise me if Giants do re-sign him.
They need to.
They believed in him. Maybe he'll take a discount.
But that's what I'm saying. Like what the Giants did this season, they need to add to it, and he's a big key to what they did.
Yes.
So I think they need to keep him.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Angels try to poach him and steal him.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if anybody else does either. I mean, I feel like San Francisco's a good team and all, but when you start looking at the players on the other teams and thinking, well, this might have been a fluke season, I need to get with some real contenders. Come on, Dodgers. I don't know. But speaking of contenders,
so like we said, just the other one, Marcus Stroman.
Had
a great year.
We figured he would too, though.
We figured take a year off. He said he could focus on his game. He took the qualifying offer and came back and proved himself in a walk year. And I think this is a must for the Mets to re-sign, especially after losing Noah now.
Right. I'm not sure what it's like in the locker room, but I feel like he's got a good feel with the Mets.
Yeah.
So I feel like
he grew up a Met fan. He's from the area. And especially the way he trolls the Yankees on Twitter and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, man, the fans had him in a Yankees uniform. He's like,
come on, Stro. And he's like, and then the Jeff of 50 Cent, like, yeah, driving away, like.
Yes.
And then bashing about them overspending.
So what the Mets have going for them, like you said, he grew up a Mets fan. And back in the day, we didn't have so many players going to all these teams. Like, you grew up watching your guy playing for your team. So if he wants to stay in the Mets uniform, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Still close to home. But he's definitely be one of the other guys that's going to be talked to multiple teams. I don't think he signs in these next 2 weeks. I think this is going to be after the CBA gets done.
Oh, yeah.
But he's definitely going to be a guy that's going to want to get some money. He's earned it. He had one of the best averages for players once they got to a full count. He got like a sub-3.
Okay.
I think one of the best in baseball this past year. So, great year. He's a ground ball guy. If we keep adding guys defensively behind him, I think he loves it in New York. He's a fashion guy, so it makes sense. So hopefully he stays with us. If not, like I said, Angels, that could be another one he's in on. Mariners, you're kind of hearing that name because they want to be a little aggressive.
Yeah.
They need some pitching out there. They saw what they could do this year. So next one's a veteran who's been traded last couple of years. Now he's a free agent. He can choose where he goes. Starling Marte.
Yeah,
this is interesting. Everyone's kind of feeling their way with him.
Yeah, I know that the Mets are interested in him.
Yeah, I think Mets are interested.
Yankees are interested.
Yep.
I don't know if he makes a real push for the Yankees though, because the Yankees outfield's pretty solid.
Yeah, they'd have to trade someone and stuff.
I don't even know if the Mets make sense for him.
Mets make sense if we do lose Conforto. You move Nimmo over to right field, and then Marte will become center. You kind of think that's what some people are thinking.
Yeah, but it depends on who we get in the infield too. We could have a Jeff McNeil out there. We need those. A Dominic Smith.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
and then the possibility of DH. That scenario coming in too.
I don't like Marte in a Mets uniform for some reason. I feel like the A's need to re-sign him. I don't know.
I actually have a team that was just in the World Series and they actually lost. I think Astros could be a team where they replace there's 4-year about $80 million.
That would be
good.
To
the Astros.
Another team I like for him would be the Phillies.
Yep.
I think he'd fit in there because they need some key players, and that seems like somebody who'd be a good fit. Just based on what they need to do to get back.
And even Florida's willing to re-sign him because they had him last year and they traded him at the trade deadline. They're even interested in bringing him back. So he's gauging a lot of team interested. So
don't get me wrong. If he goes to the Mets, that'd be great. I just don't see the fit.
I think it's got to be where Conforto does walk, and where it's like, okay, let's look at our team now. Like, what do we need to add? Do we need to get a right fielder, or can we go get Marte as center and then move some people around? That's a possibility. So it's more of a let's see if this guy leaves or kind of scenario. The next guy. So this guy that we were all figuring was going to be traded at the trade deadline got held on qualifying offer. Trevor Story.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's been big news since we saw him in preseason that year, just crushing the ball, and they had to make him a top player or at least make the team. So ever since then, he's like one of those guys. He hits a lot, but I don't know, man. I don't think that the Rockies are really too sold on him though for some reason.
They're in full rebuild mode. This is going to be a while for that team to get anything competitively, but.
My only issue with him is, like I said, his batting average isn't always the best. I mean, it's good. I feel like he's like a power hitter, man, which is crazy because you don't think of like the middle infielder guys as like trying to hit for power.
He's defensive. He does have some power. Of course, people think like, is that the Colorado effect?
Oh, is it? Yeah.
So
I think the way that these are going, Correa is going to be missed out. I feel like the Astros are his best bet.
I have Astros, roughly what they were kind of offering, the 6 years to 125, because Trevor Story's coming off an off year, in a short year deal, or it could be like where like Nick Castellanos, when he signed with the Reds, it's a like 4-year deal, but there's opt out after year 1, year 2.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a monster year one, you can opt out and retest the free agency.
Right. Well,
I can see something like that happening with Trevor Story.
Well, Trevor Story already opted out of his qualifying offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be definitely something to think about, man.
I think that's more so that he's ready to get out of Rockies after Noah, and of course, then there's another name that if it's not Astros, I think Cardinals, right next to his buddy, Arenado at shortstop. Cardinals definitely use that, the bat and the glove, and with his pal right there next to him, that's another team I can see fitting with him.
All right.
Who we got? Oh, Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor, local boy.
Our local boy. Now, utility, this is a great question where this guy can go.
Well, like you said earlier, a team that needs a utility player are the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great sign.
If they lose, like Semien, that could definitely be where they can use him because then they can juggle people around.
Mm-hmm.
If they re-sign Semien, I don't think that's going to happen. I have possibly where he goes back to the team that he was originally drafted from and traded from, Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
Reunion, roughly 4 years, about $70 million. The great veteran, with the utility guy that he is, I think could help that young team out dramatically.
Yeah, I think he can help any team out.
Yeah.
It just depends on what team needs someone who can play almost any position.
Of course, people, here Red Sox, who else I've heard? I'm trying to think. Of course, Dodgers re-signed. It was someone else.
Right. Well, see.
Rangers. But I'm like, Rangers need a lot of other stuff than
that's what I'm saying.
Guy.
I mean, obviously he could be an everyday outfielder or something like that. But I do think he'll go to a team that's probably going to contend and need him to fill any spot they need.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one. He's definitely a solid player though.
All right. Javier Baez.
What else to say? Obviously, I think he's getting re-signed.
Yeah, I think he loved playing with his good friend Lindor.
I think they got a good thing going here. Yeah.
He believes in what Steve Cohen is doing, and especially if they sign Chris Bryant, his former teammate as a Cub, have Bryant and of course Lindor and Baez as the infield is solid. I know someone said, sign Correa to play third and get Baez. I'm like, that's too much. Yeah. That'd be a dream infield right there. I don't think Cohen has the money, but that'd be too much money on the payroll for the rest of the team.
Well, there's never too much money if you're trying to win the World Series, that's the Yankees. But I do think he re-signs with the Mets.
Yeah, I'm roughly thinking a 5-year, 125. He's last couple years haven't been great numbers, but defensively he's great. He had better stats as a Met than as a Cubs last season. Could be just Cubs were meh, and maybe he wasn't fully committing to them. So I think he re-signs with the Mets. Other teams, Phillies is a name people are coming up with as a possibility. I just think, the relationship that he said he's willing to play second base only with Lindor. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of tells you that.
Right. They want to play together.
All
right. Well, the next guy.
We actually just talked about a little bit.
Yeah, Nick Castellanos.
So he opted out his deal. He had 2 years left with the Reds. He opted out. So this is a question right now. With him, I think this is a possibility where the CBA adds the DH, which gives him more options.
Absolutely.
If they add the DH to the NL.
I mean, yeah. If they give him if they open up the DH, every team's going to want him.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
He's a solid bat. Defensively, he has a downtick. He's an average defensive player. He's not a great defensive guy in outfield. He's average.
But
so
his bat is wicked.
Yes.
He batted .309, 34 home runs, and 100 RBIs. He's the guy. I feel like the Phillies would be a great fit for him. I don't know, man. There's a lot of teams that could use this guy.
So my biggest thing, if they do add the DH, which we're all hearing that's going to happen,
right?
If they do add it, I have him 5 years, $110 million going to the San Diego Padres.
Oh, that would be something
that he can definitely play, outfield and then also DH for them if the DH is there.
Okay, I
think that's a strong possibility. Going to San Diego.
I mean, I like it. Like I said, he's got such a good bat. You're going to find a spot for him regardless. Any team's going to want him just for the bat. And like I said, as long as you can play outfield anywhere, that's fine. But if you have a DH spot open, now we're really looking into it.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to keep an eye on how that pans out eventually. Yeah. If it pans out, we'll see what happens. We got a couple weeks.
Yeah. We might have a month or so.
But
hopefully not that long.
Castellanos, I like him on any team, but I feel like right now I just think the Phillies could really use him.
Yeah. And then that DH opened up. That's going to open a bunch of possibilities for a lot of these players, not just Nick.
Right.
All right,
absolutely.
Yeah. Our next one is our foreign player that's going to jump from, I think, was it the KBO or is it the Japan League to America?
Yeah, KBO, NPB, Japanese League. Yeah, he's not. We're not hyping up no KBO players.
Yeah, it's very rare for KBO to jump.
This guy's only 27 years old.
Very young.
He's from Tokyo. But yeah, he's a beast. Obviously, we're talking about Japanese players. You know, if they're going to think about coming over here, that's because they're really good.
Yeah.
It's not we're just like throwing any random people out here. But he's been playing for them playing in Japan professionally since he was 18.
Yeah. Much younger over there.
I mean, for 9 seasons, he's got almost 200 home runs, 600 RBIs, batting averages over 300 for his career. So yeah, he's pretty solid. What do you think? Who do you think could use this guy?
I feel like every time you hear a Japanese player or Asian player, you think Rangers.
Is that right?
I feel like it's like that's a possibility. Like,
what are their needs? Because this guy plays third base, shortstop, and he's a right fielder.
They need a little bit of everything.
So he could be a utility player, but he likes the the infield on the left side.
Yeah. I honestly think roughly like 5 years, $60 million because the Padres signed the other guy from last year from the KBO for like a cheap deal. I can't remember exactly what the deal was now, but I really think that this is a possibility where Rangers got a lot of young guys coming up. They can add this guy and where they got the semi-new stadium.
Or does he get a discount and sign with the Angels? Because Shohei's already there, and I'm pretty sure they probably played on the the teams.
Oh yeah, the Japanese teams together.
I don't know how much. I don't know how well they know each other. But what I'm saying is,
I guess
you're already on the West Coast.
If he plays short,
it'd be easier transition.
Or second, right?
He plays third, short, and then right fielder. They can transition him to a second baseman if they needed to.
I think they need short and second.
Well, he's a shortstop.
Because of course Rendon's got third base locked right now, so it's a possibility. Wouldn't surprise me. Especially after convincing Ohtani to come there, I'm pretty sure they can convince another young Japanese player to come.
Look, man. All I'm saying is this dude hit 38 home runs this season in Japan.
Oh wow!
As a shortstop.
Okay, yeah.
His batting average is .319. Come on, man. Yeah, he's getting. So he's worthy of a middle infielder, and especially in the MLB with these kind of stats.
And think about if you him like
that was only in 130 something games.
So if you add like him and Ohtani as a promotion to get the Asian market,
yes. Yeah,
that could get some TV ratings.
And they already love LA because you would think Hideo Nomo for the Dodgers back in the day or something. You still got the LA market, and he, like I said, he has 38 homers in 131 games. Yeah, so you had 30 more games to that. Holy crap! I'm just saying, and he's batting .319, so he's a baller, man. He's a baller.
Of course, the pitch is a little different, but still, that's some impressive stats.
It's not that much different. Like it's on par.
Yeah,
I'm saying, even if these stats, I'm saying you add another 30-something games, he's still in the same spot.
Adding 5 to 10 more home runs, you're talking a 40.
Well, I'm saying even if you take those away, because in MLB he's still about 30 home runs, batting .300. That's a game changer. So with that being said, this guy could go on any team almost.
Almost, yeah.
But I feel like you're right. It's going to be a West Coast team.
Yeah,
gotta be. Like, I would be shocked if he played for Atlanta or something. There's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Because you want to get the the crowd, like, because God, the time zone, I can imagine. My God, how late or early that'd be to watch a 7:00 time here. So we'll see. That's an interesting name. No one's really solid in guessing at this point. All right, Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, man, Clayton Kershaw. I don't know. I don't think the Dodgers really need him. Although I think he's still an asset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If not the Dodgers, I think he goes semi-hometown and signs like a 2-year deal with the Rangers.
I don't think so.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
He could possibly want to end his career home, maybe playing for that's a possibility.
I think at this point in his career, if he's still playing, he wants to be a contender.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Rangers are in any position to contend. So that leads me to believe an AL East team would be ideal. NL East team would be ideal. I don't know. Maybe the Giants.
But like the thing is, like, because he's not having Tommy John. They say don't need Tommy John, but hell, it can come spring training where he needs Tommy John. He's out for the year. So I guess the physical is gonna be the biggest question with that one.
But if you're saying he's on the hook, somebody's gonna get him for a short term, like 2-year deal. I'm going to throw it out there again. This is their time. The Angels. Why not? Him and Syndergaard, And Ohtani, why not?
Yeah.
He would be the best transitional number one in their team.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, if you get him as on the hill number one, you got Syndergaard number two, you get Ohtani in there. Now we're really talking, and you get this guy Suzuki from Japan. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, but it could.
They want to be aggressive, and
he's already in LA. He doesn't have to make big transitions.
Yeah.
He just scoots over to a different stadium.
Yeah, like his regular home in Texas, but of course he's been in LA for long, so he probably has his other home there.
If he goes to Texas, I need Texas to make 3 more big moves. That's it. They got to make some real moves. You got to get another solid pitcher. First of all, you got to have 2 at least.
Because it wasn't this year; it was last year where they had like hot streaks, and then it's like, ooh, like you thought like possibly, but no. But
I know
it depends on how the elbow is, how he feels. Does Dodgers commit or does someone else commit? I don't know. All in all, this is gonna be a weird off season because of the CBA.
I wish you knew how the Dodgers felt about him. I mean, obviously we think he's great, but all the fans and the social media is always like, "Oh, well, this guy can't pitch in the playoffs and this and that."
Yeah.
But I feel like he's a good pitcher though. So regardless of how you look at it.
Yeah.
All right.
He's gonna sign somewhere for like a 2-year deal. All right. So the next 3 names we already talked about because they actually signed. We have Justin Verlander, Noah Syndergaard, and of course Rodriguez of the Red Sox was our next 3 players. So our last player on our top 20 list is finally a relief pitcher and a former Dodger, technically.
Kenley Jansen.
Yeah. Blah.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen's a beast.
Yeah.
He's really good. He appeared in, I think, 69 games this season with a 2.22 ERA. Obviously, he's an asset.
Yes.
Who needs a closer? Who needs a setup guy? Who needs this guy?
Blue Jays.
Exactly. Blue Jays would be a great spot.
I'm roughly thinking like a 2-year, $28 million.
Yeah.
For that closer.
But it only makes sense if you guys get those other 2 guys.
Yes.
So he's not a priority.
No.
Not for them.
Not yet.
I mean, another team
he's
possibly.
a semi-priority because you need that closer because you thought Brad Hand, when you traded for the Nationals, was terrible and they released him. So that's the guy they're kind of missing. I easily think this is a must-sign besides the other guys.
Man, you know what's funny? We did not mention the Nationals getting any of these guys.
Nationals are rebuilding.
I know, but if you're rebuilding, do you need to sign somebody to help with this process? Obviously,
I think they're going to get some other guys like you think of like possibly like Steven Matz. He's a free agent. That could be a pitcher that Nationals sign. And a couple others out there because, you kind of got to look at your farm team. You're rebuilding. Who can we believe that convince Soto?
We didn't talk about Steven Matz.
No, he's not really a top 20 guy.
He's not, but I feel like he's a
quality guy,
solid pitcher.
Especially, and I wouldn't surprise me if Blue Jays try to re-sign him.
They should.
He had a great year for them.
I think he looked good in the orange and blue again, but yeah, he's a good pitcher. He's a solid, like you said, solid guy. You got to have solid guys these days. We can't have iffy guys. He's definitely solid. But Kenley Jansen, I feel like he's going to go to a contending team.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like for some reason.
It wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to LA.
Yeah, no,
but like I said, it could be that like we said about the others. You've got your title. Do you want to get paid now?
Right.
And still compete. And Blue Jays is a team where they can do you both.
Yeah. So the issue is with all these free agents for the Dodgers, if they don't re-sign half of them, yes, they still have a lot of all-stars on their team, but they're not the same team.
No.
So that makes it even tougher when you got the Giants with momentum.
And especially when you look at Dodgers that they've technically lost to the last, 5 or 6 World Series champions.
Mm-hmm.
Or they've won the title themselves. If you look at all that. So it's like, you had a great run. This could be the beginning of the end. Just like the Astros, this could be the beginning of the end. When you go to 5 straight league championship games, you only can do it for so long before you start doing that down tick a little bit.
Yep.
This could be possibly it for both those teams. So you look at some of these players like, do I want to stay and try to compete for another year or two, or do I want to go walk, get paid, and contend for someone else?
You didn't want to wrap up the 2021 All MLB team?
Well, you want to talk about who we vote for?
I mean, it doesn't have to be, just be real quick. I don't know if you have it up or not.
I don't have it up. I can add it up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, we just run through our picks. We don't have to get in details. Just see where everybody.
I thought it was over, and then I got like a text the other day.
It's not over to the 19th.
I was like, I thought it was already over because I did my one vote.
Okay.
If I roughly remember it, let's see. I'm gonna pull that up. Where is that?
We'll just be real quick on this because I don't want to go deep into it. I just want to see what we have on for funsies.
Oh, wait. We do have a qualifying offer accepted.
Oh.
I think it was this Brandon Belt, the Giants.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That was like a couple hours ago.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Brandon Belt
so we
accepted.
did have one. Accept qualifying offer. We'll stay with the Giants.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why is it not loading? Oh, here it is. All NBA team, MLB team. Come on, click on it. There we go. All right. Well, while it's loading, okay, here it goes. First base, I have an obvious pick for me is Vlad Jr.
Me too. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're on the same page there.
Second base, dude, come on. Where did I go with this one? Oh, Semien.
Okay, we're 2 for 2. Shortstop. You already know my pick.
You probably picked Trey Turner. Didn't you?
Did.
I think I had Tatis.
I
did.
And I don't blame you. Tatis is a beast.
Yeah.
It's just Trey Turner, man. Batted like 330 almost. Trey Turner's my guy.
Yeah.
I don't care. 32 stolen bases. Yeah, Fernando Tatis is there too.
Third base, I picked Austin Riley.
Oh, okay. Austin Riley. That's not a bad pick at all.
303 average,
yeah.
33 home runs, 107 RBIs.
Yeah, that's solid. I'm with a guy who's just slightly differentiated from him, Rafael Devers. But
I think that was my other one I was looking at.
I do like Austin Riley though, man. That's a great pick.
Catcher, I think I told Salvador Perez.
I had to go Salvador because he just killed it this year, man.
DH, we don't even discuss this.
Shohei Ohtani for sure.
Outfield's weird because you got all these players. You got to pick 3.
I know. 3 so tough.
So I picked Harper.
Okay.
Hernandez.
All right.
And Soto.
Nice. Okay, I'm slightly off. I picked Nick Castellanos. I picked Aaron Judge. I liked what he did this year.
Okay.
And then I picked Juan Soto.
And then starting pitching, you selected 5.
Ooh, 5.
Of course, I picked Corbin Burns, our NL Cy Young winner.
I got Corbin Burns.
Kevin Gausman.
Okay.
Lance Lynn.
Okay.
Max Scherzer and Zach Wheeler.
All right, we're pretty close. I got Corbin Burns. I picked Walker Buehler. I did have Kevin Gausman, but I changed it. So I went with Carlos Rodon, Max Scherzer, and then Zach Wheeler.
And then 2 relievers, I did Liam Hendricks and Josh Hader.
We're right on the mark on that one, too.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that was pretty cool. So that's the team that we picked. I mean, you guys let us know who you picked.
Yeah, well, of course, like Alan said, it ends the 19th, and then I think next week is when they officially announce the winners.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that big of an award ceremony thing with that, but it's fun to think about.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that is going to wrap this episode and also this season of the Meanball Podcast. It's interesting. A year and a half of baseball, 70 episodes, of course, a full season and a half season.
Yep.
It's insane to think about. Like, of course, when we started a podcast, it ended up being COVID. Who knows that? But, and then like we've already been saying, this weird time, this next, who knows, hopefully only a month or 2 months of CBA.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. So please stay tuned to our social medias. Any breaking news these next 2 weeks of possible CBA before the CBA happening, any other signings. Hopefully it's a quick CBA if there's a lockout come December 2nd. Because by God, if you start messing with our baseball come February, because we kind of start talking about the 7-line armies doing their annual opening game of spring training, but who knows, we'll have baseball in February. We don't know that. It's like weird. Like if we buy tickets, is there possibly where we get a refund?
You're
like
right. It would be,
or do they move the game? They just accept the tickets.
What I do like about it is the jersey is dope for the 7-line.
Yes, it is.
And it's number 22, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm like, it's only $45. It's like, okay, tickets go on until Friday.
It's only $45 with the jersey included?
Yeah, the jersey, yeah.
Dude, that's dope.
Yeah, so it's still a possibility. It's just weird because, don't mess with our spring training baseball. Like, if you're going to take
already crappy this year.
Like, if you're going to take a lockout, sure, lockout December. Figure out by January 5th, 6th.
I'm just saying, I want, we haven't been to spring training, but I want spring training like it would have been in 2019 where everybody's getting the graphs, not like stay your distance,
Right.
I want to be able to go to all the games. And
let's be smart. Let's be healthy. Let's get rid of this COVID pandemic and go back to normal life and enjoy it. And then don't mess with our baseball. Let's be back. First thing, we'll probably be back around, the Hall of Fame vote sometime in January. We'll talk about that because this is the big year.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, last year of eligibility.
I don't think they're getting in, man.
It's going to be an interesting topic these next couple of weeks after a CBA talk ends. But that is it. Thank you for a great season. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you all very soon. Happy holidays. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.